The early days of cyber warfare were marked by the rise of viruses and worms. The 1980s and 1990s marked the dawn of the information age. People began to use personal computers and connected to networks. This era also saw the birth of cyber warfare. Early forms of malware like viruses and worms spread quickly. They exploited vulnerabilities in software and operating systems. One of the first major wake-up calls was the Morris worm in 1988. This self-replicating program, created by a Cornell University student, infected thousands of computers connected to the internet. The Morris worm highlighted the interconnected nature of the digital world. It showed how a small piece of code could have a massive impact. In the 1990s, hacking groups emerged. They often engaged in website defacement and denial-of-service attacks. These attacks were disruptive. However, they were less sophisticated than what was to come. The world was only just beginning to understand the potential of cyber warfare. The future held far more complex and damaging threats. The early incidents of cyber warfare were like setting off firecrackers. They were loud and noticeable, but they didn't cause significant damage. However, they were a sign of things to come. The world was moving into uncharted territory. The destructive potential of cyber weapons was becoming clear. The 2000s saw a dramatic escalation in cyber warfare. Attacks became more sophisticated, targeted, and potentially destructive. The Stuxnet worm, discovered in 2010, marked a turning point. Stuxnet was different. It wasn't about stealing data or disrupting websites. It was about causing physical damage. This highly complex malware targeted Iranian nuclear facilities. It interfered with the centrifuges used to enrich uranium. This caused them to spin out of control and self-destruct. The Stuxnet attack was a watershed moment. It demonstrated that cyber weapons could have real-world consequences. Nations now had the capability to sabotage critical infrastructure from afar. This raised serious concerns about the future of warfare. Stuxnet was a game-changer. It blurred the lines between the digital and physical worlds. No longer were attacks confined to the digital realm. They could now reach out and touch the physical world in devastating ways. The world had entered a new era of warfare. While nation-states were developing sophisticated cyber weapons, criminal gangs were finding their own ways to exploit the digital world. Ransomware emerged as a major threat in the 2010s. This malicious software encrypts a victim's files. It holds the data hostage until a ransom is paid. Ransomware attacks became increasingly common. They targeted individuals, businesses, and even critical infrastructure. Hospitals, schools, and government agencies found themselves locked out of their own systems. They faced the difficult choice of paying the ransom or risking the loss of vital data. The rise of ransomware highlighted the vulnerability of our digital infrastructure. It showed how cybercriminals could exploit weak security practices for financial gain. The threat of ransomware continues to grow. It remains a major challenge for law enforcement and cybersecurity professionals around the world. Ransomware is the digital equivalent of kidnapping. Criminals take something valuable hostage. They demand payment for its release. This tactic has proven to be incredibly profitable. It highlights the vulnerability of our digital lives. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed another vulnerability in our interconnected world: the global supply chain. With businesses relying heavily on digital systems for everything from ordering to delivery, cyber attacks targeting supply chains became increasingly attractive to criminals. In 2021, a ransomware attack on Colonial Pipeline, a major fuel supplier in the United States, caused widespread fuel shortages and panic buying. This attack demonstrated the potential for cyber attacks to disrupt critical infrastructure and impact people's daily lives. The Colonial Pipeline attack was a wake-up call. It showed how vulnerable our supply chains are to cyber attacks. Governments and businesses began to invest more in cybersecurity. They knew that a single attack could cripple entire industries. The global supply chain is a complex system. It's vulnerable to disruption at many points. Cyber attacks exploit these vulnerabilities. They can bring entire industries to a standstill. This makes them a potent weapon in the arsenal of cybercriminals and nation-states alike. Section 5, 2023 to 2024. A year in cyber warfare. The years 2023 and 2024 have witnessed an alarming surge in cyber attacks. These attacks are becoming more sophisticated and destructive. They target a wide range of victims. One notable incident was the attack on Oceanic Dawn, a global maritime shipping company. This attack exploited vulnerabilities in the company's satellite communication systems. It disrupted shipping routes and caused billions of dollars in economic damage. The Oceanic Dawn attack highlighted the vulnerability of global trade to cyber attacks. It showed how even seemingly isolated systems can be compromised. This attack served as a stark reminder that cyber warfare is not just a theoretical threat. It is a clear and present danger. Cyber attacks are now a daily occurrence. They target businesses, governments, and individuals. The motives behind these attacks vary. Some are after financial gain. Others seek to sow discord and disrupt society. Whatever the motive, the impact of these attacks is real. Section 6. The AI-powered battlefield of the future. As artificial intelligence continues to advance, it will undoubtedly play an increasingly prominent role in cyber warfare. AI can be used to automate attacks. It can make them more sophisticated and difficult to defend against. AI-powered malware could learn to evade detection systems. It could even develop new attack vectors. This could make it extremely difficult for defenders to keep up. The use of AI in cyber warfare raises ethical concerns. It also raises concerns about the potential for unintended consequences. The future of cyber warfare is likely to be dominated by AI. This raises serious questions about how we can control these powerful technologies. It also raises questions about how we can prevent them from being used for malicious purposes. Section 7. Quantum computing, the next frontier in cyber warfare. Quantum computing has the potential to revolutionize many fields. Cybersecurity is no exception. Quantum computers are capable of breaking many of the encryption algorithms currently in use. This could have profound implications for cyber warfare. Nation-states that develop quantum computing capabilities first will have a significant advantage in cyber warfare. They will be able to decrypt sensitive information. They will also be able to cripple the communications infrastructure of their adversaries. The race is on to develop quantum-resistant encryption algorithms. However, it remains to be seen whether we can stay ahead of the curve. Quantum computing is a double-edged sword. It has the potential to both enhance and undermine cybersecurity. The development of this technology will have a profound impact on the future of cyber warfare. Section 8. Building a safer digital future. Recommendations for a more secure world. In the face of evolving cyber threats, governments, organizations, and individuals must take proactive steps to enhance cybersecurity. This requires a multifaceted approach. Governments need to invest in cybersecurity research and development. They need to establish clear regulations and international cooperation frameworks to deter cyber attacks. Organizations must prioritize cybersecurity measures. They need to implement robust security protocols and provide regular training to their employees. Individuals also have a role to play in this collective effort. They can protect themselves by practicing good cyber hygiene. This includes using strong passwords, being cautious about phishing emails, and keeping software up to date. Cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. It requires a collaborative effort from all stakeholders to create a safer digital world. Section 9. Staying safe in a connected world. Practical tips for individuals. In today's interconnected world, it's crucial for individuals to be aware of the risks they face online and take proactive steps to protect themselves. Here are some practical tips to enhance your personal cybersecurity. Use strong and unique passwords for all your accounts. Avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. Consider using a password manager to keep track of your passwords securely. Be cautious about phishing emails and suspicious links. Verify the sender's address before clicking on any links or downloading attachments. Be wary of emails requesting personal information. Keep your software and operating systems up to date. Software updates often include security patches that address known vulnerabilities. Enable automatic updates whenever possible. Use a reputable antivirus and anti-malware software. These programs can help detect and remove malicious software from your devices. Keep them updated for optimal protection. Back up your important data regularly. In the event of a ransomware attack or other data loss, having backups can save you from significant headaches. Store your backups offline or in a secure cloud service. By following these simple yet effective tips, you can significantly reduce your risk of becoming a victim of cybercrime and navigate the digital world with greater confidence.